All right, Earthbound, Uncivil Synopsis. This video, again, much like the FF7 video, was one that I spent a lot of time on this video as well, trying to like nail the pacing and the jokes and stuff. And yeah, dude, this video, again, much like the FF7 one, this video is fucking awesome. And if you guys haven't realized, like, in this video in particular, I am talking so fast and moving so fucking fast because one of the problems I had with the original script with this video, much like FF7, was, again, so much details, so many things to talk about, you know, and like, so I like during the intro of this video, I am speed running the fuck out of the details and like going, this video is on crack cocaine. I'm going fucking insane. And like the pacing is god tier. Like this is HyperCharge Uncivil Synopsis speed run right here. And it kind of works, honestly, because like, yeah, dude, Earthbound is such a goofy ass game, you know. It's it kind of works. So it's pretty funny. This is a funny ass video. And yeah, one of the most kind of this video is really important as well because this was the first video I ever I started using After Effects with this video. And yeah, if you're not like familiar with I guess like video editing, like you might not notice the difference because again, like up until this point I was doing a shit ton of editing stuff, you know, like but basically I guess like the distinction is essentially After Effects is like the same. It's basically the same. It's a different program as Adobe Premiere, but it kind of links into it. And essentially After Effects is designed specifically for like animation. And the difference you can do with After Effects is any like kind of motion stuff. It basically makes a lot of the like motion stuff super hyper smooth and like clean as fuck. So if you'll notice specifically in this video compared to my earlier videos, like when I do zoom ins on stuff, like it just does these like super smooth zoom ins and like movement and stuff. After Effects excels at stuff like that essentially. So, and also, in this video in particular, like I'm doing like all these like crazy effects and stuff that like normally I would never do. And the reason for that is, one, I'm kind of just experimenting with After Effects. I'm trying to like learn how to use the software. So I'm definitely like this video in particular, I'm going way above and beyond like the typical kind of video effects I do, you know? And two, the purpose of this as well is, if you guys haven't noticed, like I don't do a lot of videos on like SNES games or NES games, and like, especially for Uncivil Synopsis. And the reason for that is, one, the stories for those old games are like, they're usually not that complicated. So like making an Uncivil Synopsis on like, I don't know, like Link to the Past or some shit, like it just isn't really like conducive to the format. And two, like, yeah, like these SNES games, like, in motion, you know, they're kind of like, they're a little boring to watch. Like they're like, the stories are great, you know, like Earthbound has an amazing story and there's so much fun stuff to talk about, but like the game on a surface level, it looks so like boring, you know, kind of just talking about. So that's why in a lot of like the dialogue sections and the expositions were like, I'm like talking as a character and kind of just speeding up the dialogue. Like you'll notice like I'll cut to like a highly edited section, you know, kind of just to keep the video more dynamic and interesting to watch, you know, because if I didn't do that, like this whole video would just be like Ness standing in the center of the screen with like just the text box going down, you know. So yeah, man, so obviously Earthbound, you know, it's like, it kind of felt like a game that was good to play because, one, I just never played the game before and it's like a goofy, it'd be fun to talk about. And two, like I did kind of like talk about Undertale and like the Dark Souls Undertale critique. So it's like, and Earthbound was like the source material that was heavily inspired by Undertale. So, or Undertale was inspired by Earthbound is what I'm saying basically. So it's like, yeah, let's play Earthbound, you know, kind of covering the same scope of those games. So, and yeah, again, like, again, this, because Earthbound's funny as fuck. This is a funny ass game. And, it definitely like, this game is definitely way better than Undertale, which maybe that's an unfair comparison, but yeah, this is a fun ass game for sure, and like it's goofy and like kind of annoying for sure. Like it is kind of like it's a bit too much at certain points, but yeah, I would say, but yeah, again, like kind of during the time, like there really was nothing else like it, so it's fine, you know. But yeah, because this is a SNES game and because it's like not super visually interesting, this was like the first video where, again, I'm going hard on the After Effects. I'm doing all these After Effects kind of things I've never done before. And then also I start using like a lot more sound effects than I usually do. Like again, like when like you're like, like, cause again, the combat sections in Earthbound are, again, visually really boring. And here's a good example of like where I'm trying to keep the video visually interesting by like, I kept the original text box on screen, but then did this like kind of dynamic kind of editing with like the PNGs. So again, that's the kind of shit I had to do to like, I feel like that's the kind of shit I had to do to like keep things interesting, you know? And again, I also added sound effects to like a lot of the combat sections in this game, because again, the combat sections in this game are just like a PNG of an enemy on screen, and like the screen shakes when you hit them. So it's like, it looks really boring, you know? So, you know, I added some sound effects, some goofy stock sound effects. So I'm starting to like get into like the zoomer editing where like just doing like random fucking low random sound effects. Like that's what the zoomers do nowadays. It's like, you know, I got to catch up. I got to, you know, start appealing to the youth. So now I'm starting to adopt, you know, the zoomer kind of editing style, you know, and it is pretty funny. Like you hit an enemy and like it does a stock scream sound effect and shit's going crazy, you know. So it is a funny ass video for sure. And yeah, man, much like the FF7 video, this video was like it was a pain in the ass to script, because I was trying to keep it funny, trying to have enough jokes. And again, I feel like again, much like the FF7 video, we have defeated all the dumb side rant shit we usually do. Right now, we are completely focused on the story, 100%. Skipping as much stuff as we can, just covering the stuff that's funny, make funny jokes, plot point joke the whole way through, and it's great. This is a fucking awesome video. And again, like when Applecade calls in, it's like I add the Metal Gear calling sound effect. It's like I put Applecade in the corner. I'm kind of wiggling around with After Effects to make it look smooth. Like the editing on this video, the video editing goes so far above and beyond what I usually do, and mainly because it's just a SNES game. It looks boring. I have to spice it up, and also because I was learning After Effects for sure. Like. I was spending a fuck ton of time just like fucking around with After Effects, trying to like see, okay, what can I get out of this software? And I'm not gonna lie, it's really like unintuitive. And the way Adobe Premiere works is like it's almost After Effects is like its own separate program. It's kind of dumb. So you have to like go into Premiere and like, okay, I want to put in an After Effects effect here, and then you have to open up After Effects and then do a bunch of shit in After Effects and then like bring it back into the other software. Like it's not very intuitive. It's kind of shitty. I'm not going to lie. And, but nowadays I've kind of honed in on like the things I want to do with it. Specifically like movement, like anytime I'm doing movement, like After Effects is so much better than what you can do with like the base software. Cause, yeah, After Effects, like you can kind of ease in and out kind of shots and stuff. So And as you notice, like the text and stuff, like the way I'm like getting the text, I'm definitely like experimenting here, you know? Because like if you notice, like the text kind of creeps out and it has like that really hyper smooth movement, you know? That's the difference between After Effects and like just editing normally. Because if I tried to do that effect in like the base version of Adobe Premiere, it just wouldn't look as good. And again, the politics shit, I'm continuing to talk about politics and stuff. I am ranting on the pushback of politics or not in games. I am tired of that discussion. I'm pushing back, you know. And this was a video, again, I'm still doing it because, again, I got pushback from the Animal Crossing retrospective. People were bitching about me talking about stuff in that video. And then in the FF7 video, again, the one joke about fucking this whole game is about global warming. What the fuck, guys? This game is political. And then dumbasses are pushing back on me on that too. Like, oh, it's not. It's not actually about global warming. It's about not really. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. FF7 is about climate change. It fucking is. You're an eco-terrorist. You're destroying the environment. That's what that fucking game's about. Shut the fuck up. So now here I am in Earthbound. You know, I'm dunking on these dumbasses. And yeah, I'm just tired of this shit, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. You know, I think nowadays people aren't as like annoying about this shit. Cause like, I feel like people like, I don't know, they calm down a little bit, but again, like, I feel like what happens nowadays, it's more just like, again, just dumb culture war shit where it's like, oh, there's a woman in this game. They turned it into Wokistan. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Just shut the fuck up, bro. Who gives a fuck? And again, this is where the game gets kind of fucking annoying, where it's like, okay, like you guys are quirky. We get it, bro. Like, you know. Look at that trout flavored yogurt machine. Oh, I want trout flavored yogurt. I'll let you in. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. What is this? This is where Earthbound kind of loses me, where it's like, okay, bro, like, calm down, you know. But yeah, overall, I do think Earthbound's a great game for sure. It's fun. You know, because unlike Undertale, for example, like, bro, this is like an actual game. Like Undertale, it's like you walk down a hallway, it's like some goofy shit. You walk down a hallway, goofy shit. Like, this is like an actual game where it's like, oh, there's like cities and there's cities to explore and there's like all these characters and it's like an actual game, and that's why it's better. Like, it really is. So yeah, I guess if you like Undertale, then you'll like this game like way more for sure. And yeah, bro, the editing on this video goes so fucking insane, bro. Like, nowadays I probably wouldn't do this much video editing. Like, it is way too much. Like, I'm definitely compensating for the fact that this is a SNES game and I'm trying to like keep things dynamic. But yeah, like for example, like you know, like the Yakuza videos, like I am doing like sound effects and stuff to keep things funny, but like there's no fucking way I'm adding in like, you know, all this crazy video effects stuff. Like it's a little too much work. But I think because this video, because again, I was able to cut this game down to like 20 minutes. So maybe if the video, if I start making like shorter Uncivil synopsises, maybe I would add in more bits like that. But yeah, like for the scope of like Yakuza, where the videos are fucking long, like I can't spend that much time video editing. And again, here I am, again, still doing the political jokes of like memeing on dumbasses who keep whining about political shit in games. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. And again, I think what really drove me off the rails was when I made the Animal Crossing retrospective and people were like just whining about like shit. It's like, bro, guys, shut the fuck up. Let me make my funny video. Let me make my funny video about capitalism and how Tom Nook's a piece of shit. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. And what's great about this video is, man, it just nails the vibes of playing the game, you know? Because that sounds like a joke where like Pooh just randomly shows up and like it's like, oh, I'm in the party now, and it's like, what? Who the fuck are you? It's like, no, that's literally what happens in Earthbound. Like Pooh just shows up, he's like, yo, I'm Pooh, I'm in the party, and like that literally happens. So like again, like for a video, like again, like for Uncivil Synopsis, like at this point in time, I'm like really honing in being like, okay, I can't just make random videos. I gotta really pick the shit that like is gonna work well with this format. So yeah, Earthbound, like I played through the game. It was so gonzo and like goofy and funny and like, yeah, bro, this is a perfect game for Uncivil Synopsis. And when I make the video, it's a fucking banger, you know? So again, we're finally at that point in time where like, this is like Uncivil Synopsis, like at its prime, you know, this is the modern standards of the series. And like, it's fucking great. Like this is probably like the best. This might be the best Uncivil Synopsis. Like it might be the best one. Yeah, it really might be the best one because like holy shit, like the editing goes fucking hard. The sound effects are funny. Like the Earthbound, the medium, the game we're talking about is funny. It's such an entertaining video. Like the editing is so good. Like look at this. The editing is so good. The editing is so fucking good. Like having like the silhouette of like Porky come by and kidnap Apple Kid and shit. Like, and then all the bits are so fucking solid. Like Orange Kid, you think he's cool at first, but then he sucks, and it's like an Apple Kid sucks, but then you slowly start liking him, and it's like, bro, I love Apple Kid. I always loved Apple Kid. You know. It's such a all the bits in this video are great.
Orange Kid fucking sucks. Apple Kid's the shit. I always loved Apple Kid right from the start. So now you teleport to
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, bro. This video just is fucking awesome. It's a great ass video. And again, I probably spent way more time than I should have with it because I was experimenting with After Effects. This is the first video I ever used the software, so there's like a big learning curve, and I'm like practicing all these effects that I normally wouldn't do just for the sake of learning. So yeah. So nowadays, would I spend this much effort on like a single video? Probably not. Like, but I don't know. It's pretty fun. It's a funny ass fucking video. So, and I think nowadays I'm a lot more familiar with After Effects, so it probably wouldn't have taken me as long. Like if I went back and like made this video again, like it probably wouldn't have taken me as long as it did because now I'm much more familiar with how it works and the kinds of things I would like to do just in Adobe Premiere, like the base version, and then like, oh, well, I'm doing like a little movement section here. Okay, I'll do that in After Effects, you know, just make it look better. And so nowadays I kind of have a better idea of like what works best with each program, you know? Because technically I could do everything in After Effects, but really the benefit of using After Effects is just getting that super smooth movement on effects and stuff. Because like, for example, like if you go way back in time to like the Wind Waker video, I do that bit where like Link chases after his sister and like falls off the cliff, and I do like a big I do like a PNG sort of edited section there. Like if you compare like the way the movement looks in that video compared to this one here, like that's kind of the difference. Like the Wind Waker one, it's like it still looks okay, but like again, it's all like very rigid. The animation's really rigid in that section compared to the bits in here where the movement is so like smooth and crisp, you know? Anyways, what the fuck am I even talking about? Yeah, bro, and the ending for this game goes fucking bonkers. Like this shit's fucking crazy. You turn into robots and shit. Like this game is. This is where I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta make an Uncivil Synopsis about this game because this is fucking insane. Like, what is happening? But yeah, man, I at some point I should probably play Mother 3 at some point because I still haven't played it. I guess at some point I was just hoping for Nintendo to eventually port it or like officially release it in some capacity, but maybe at this point in time, it's just not going to happen. But at this point, I don't know. Maybe I should just play it, because ideally, I'd love to release a Mother 3 video, like when Mother 3 comes out, like officially, but maybe it's never going to happen. I don't know. And again, like, what's cool about this game is, yeah, like all the effects and shit here, like that's not After Effects. That's just the actual game. So like, that's pretty cool.
The game knows who you are. You pray to the group. You do 100 quadrillion fucking damage. You beat the shit out of Giygas.
Yeah, bro. Like this whole ending section with Earthbound is so fucking awesome. Like this is fucking cool.
It's fucking over. Who's like, cool, we killed Giygas, I'm going home. And then Jeff's like,
and again, the way the game ends here, where it's just like, it's the most anticlimactic shit, where it's like, okay, like, yeah, okay, we did it. Okay, I'm going home. You know, it's so fucking weird.
okay, are we gonna roll the credits or something? What the fuck is this shit? And then the game's like, oh, you still have
And again, this is the shit that just Undertale just ripped off. Like this is what Toby Fox just ripped off. You know, of just like, oh, you can walk around at the end and yada yada yada. You know.
After the credits, Ness wakes up in his bed again, and Picky shows up to his house to give Ness a letter from Pokey, confirming he's alive.
And again, I do the classic joke at the end here, where it's like, oh, Mother 3, where's Mother 3, Reggie? You know, yeah, classic bit.
That's all the time I've got.
Classic. I gotta go play Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Fuck you.
Classic bit. Again, editing on that video is smooth as fuck. That's a great ending. Great ending. The pacing is perfect. The editing is perfect. Yeah, that might be one of the best Uncivil synopsises. It honestly might be. That's a really fucking good video. Yeah, man. Moving on. Next video.